Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's so great to have you here hanging out with me again. In this video, I'm going to dive deeper into Sagittarius and compatibility. This way you can get even more detailed when it comes to having the tools to make the most of either finding the relationship that you desire, or if you're already in a relationship, deepening the love, maximizing the enjoyment of that relationship, and strengthening the connection. And in this video, we will be talking about Sagittarius, so keep in mind as you're watching this that it will apply to your sun sign and moon sign compatibility, meaning you can apply it to Sagittarius sun with each sun sign and that compatibility, then Sagittarius moon with each sign in the moon position. For example, if I'm talking about Sagittarius and Capricorn compatibility, it will apply to Sagittarius sun and compatibility with Capricorn sun sign. Then it will also apply to Sagittarius moon with Capricorn moon, but not so much Sagittarius sun dating someone that has Capricorn moon. That breakdown is a little more complex. So for now, we're just sticking to sun sign with sun sign and moon sign with moon sign. By the way, if you're feeling this Sagittarius power shirt, or if you just want to support me and the channel, click the link in the description to check out my merch. The dating shirts where it says like dating a Sagittarius or dating an Aries are particularly cool because on the back, they have the top 10 things you should know about dating each sign, and that list comes from my top 10 things you should know about dating each sign videos. Okay, no more wasting time. Here are the goods on Sagittarius when it comes to compatibility with each sign of the zodiac. Let's go. Okay, so for those of you who watch my do's and don'ts videos, you know that when it comes to soulmate compatibility, I broke it down into 3 categories. So let's start with category 1, which was the best matches for Sagittarius. And in that category are Aries, Leo, Libra, and Aquarius. Okay, so Aries and Sagittarius. Well, these two are a fiery couple, and together that fire burns long and strong. They have a similar approach to sex, a similar appreciation for ambitious pursuits, and they both are very social. When they communicate, they are both straightforward, which works very well, and they are also extremely supportive of each other when each of them is tending to their independent lives as individuals. The challenge here comes up with the fact that both of them can have pretty explosive tempers, so when there is a conflict, it can be pretty dramatic. However, because they're so similar, they're both the types that just explode, and once they explode, they get over it and they don't hold a grudge. So things get resolved pretty easily and they move on with no problem. These two definitely have power couple potential. Okay, Leo and Sagittarius. Well, these two are really unstoppable together. They enjoy traveling together, meeting new people together, and unlocking each other's passions together. The greatest thing about this combination is that they are both confident enough to not have things like jealousy or competing with each other to bring them down. They have no interest in either of those things. They are just the right balance of self-confidence and big picture thinking, and that creates a really strong bond. Leo is great at organizing, and Sagittarius is great at networking and thinking outside the box, so this adds to the positives for these two. Okay, the only challenge here may be that Sagittarius and Leo are both very goal-oriented, and they may be so focused on their own ambitions that they may find it hard to find time for the relationship. But other than that, they are a perfect match. Okay, Libra and Sagittarius. Well, Libra's romantic nature and appreciation for beauty is the perfect addition to Sagittarius's adventurous outlook on life and love. Another great point of compatibility here is that Libra really hates conflict, so Sagittarius doesn't have to worry about being nagged for taking risks or having a bit of a chaotic nature. Sagittarius is decisive, which works great for Libra, and Libra is great at figuring out the smartest way to go about achieving any goal. So Sagittarius loves to have Libra's brain to bounce ideas off of. This pairing also works out well because Sagittarius is very independent, and Libra loves being in a relationship with someone that is there with them enough to feed the connection and to feed the love that the two of them have together. But Libra also does not want someone in their face 24 hours a day. So they get a great balance of missing that person with experiencing that person. So it never gets boring to them. The challenge here is going to be in practicality. Libra can be influenced by Sagittarius's desire to live really big without necessarily having the practicality in place of the expenses to live that big. So as long as they make sure that they have that financial planning on point and their practical foundation together, then they can be really great as a couple. Okay, Aquarius and Sagittarius. Now these two make a very powerful team because it is a successful meeting of two very intelligent minds. Both of these personalities perceive the world through their intellect. Aquarius with their analytical perspective and Sagittarius with their philosophical and optimistic perspective. So they can really bring out the best in each other. These two also work really well together because they both understand how to feel confident while maintaining independence within a loving relationship. Another great point of compatibility for these two is in the fact that Aquarius is an amazing problem solver and Sagittarius loves to take risks, so this balances itself right out. The only issue these two will have to overcome is commitment. Not meaning that they will be cheating on each other left and right, it just is that neither of them is really big on jumping into a labeled relationship, especially Aquarius. So if no one is pushing for that next level or having a label in the relationship, then they just may find themselves fading in and out of a lovers and friends dynamic without ever really establishing what's going on. So if they can get clarity in the realm of commitment, then they're golden. Okay, the second category, we have the signs that can work for Sagittarius, but it will definitely be tricky and it will take a little extra work. And these signs would be Taurus, Scorpio, Capricorn, and dating another Sagittarius. Now, Taurus and Sagittarius. Well, first, Sagittarius loves to shake things up with variety, and Taurus prefers a much more practical approach to life. Taurus can also find Sagittarius to be inconsiderate because Sagittarius can be pretty blunt. And Taurus, although they do love honesty, they also feel that someone should really take into consideration how their words may affect that other person's emotions or their feelings. Taurus does love the idea that the sky's the limit, so they can really get into that fun-loving, expressive, and adventurous energy of Sagittarius, but problems will arise when Taurus wants to plan for the future and make some budgeting plans, which are two ideas that Sagittarius does not see as necessary or enjoyable. Sagittarius does like Taurus's devotion and affection, but they're irritated by the fact that Taurus remembers everything and will call them out on promises that they didn't keep. If these two have other points of compatibility, it can work, but there are definitely better matches for both of them out there. Okay, Scorpio and Sagittarius. Well, we know that Scorpio can be pretty controlling in a romantic relationship, and the last thing Sagittarius is into is being controlled. Sagittarius resents anyone who tries to impose rules on them. On the upside, the sex and the emotional connection can be very intense and passionate between these two. However, if they don't get very clear on what they believe to be the do's and don'ts in the relationship early on, then maintaining a connection will be a consistent uphill climb. Scorpio's secrets really don't bother Sag, but Sagittarius' tendency to talk a big game will become annoying over time to Scorpio because Scorpio's not into someone they see as doing way too much and not delivering enough. These two are definitely bringing something to the table that the other doesn't have, so they can complement each other, but they may find that their personalities are much better suited for friendship as opposed to a romantic connection. Okay, Capricorn and Sagittarius. This couple can be amazing together, but only if they both have undergone much spiritual work and much self-realization work. This is because they are both very strong personalities that are ambitious and big picture thinkers, but things can quickly go south the moment that they attempt to do something together because they'll both be trying to run the show. This is because the way that they see the world is pretty different. Capricorn loves rules and structure, and Sagittarius loves to break rules. And Sagittarius doesn't mind structure, but they never want to feel like something is written in stone. They prefer to always have the option to restructure whatever the structure is, and Capricorn's not really going to go for that. So they will have to start off being very clear on who's in charge of what. If they can work that very important detail out, then they'll see that they're an unlikely pair, but they have a lot of potential together. Okay, Sagittarius and Sagittarius. Sadly enough, these two don't bring out the best in each other. It is possible to have too much independence in a relationship because yes, it's great to be confident and have a lot going on in your personal life outside of the relationship. That's all fantastic. And it's also great to not need a relationship to define you. But if both people are the type that are super independent without an immediate strong desire to have a traditional relationship in some way, then they'll see that they are much better suited as friends. If they work on creative ideas together, they can be amazing. But even then, they have to have some outline of who's leading because a Sagittarius likes to always be the captain of their own ship. And if they're not the captain and they're just along for the ride, they still are following their own set of rules. So these two, in order to have any hope at all as a romantic couple, will have to have many, many other points of compatibility. Fun together? Absolutely. Good sex together? Yep. A committed, long-term romantic relationship? Not very likely. Okay, so the third category would be the most challenging matches for Sagittarius, and those signs would be Cancer, Virgo, Pisces, and Gemini. Okay, so Cancer and Sagittarius. Now this is one of those combinations that has problems from the start. Now keep in mind, I'm just talking about Sagittarius energy and Cancer energy. If you have other parts of your chart that are compatible, then this can work out just like any other combination. For example, I have a client that's a Sagittarius with Scorpio moon, and he's dating a Cancer with Leo moon. So this is going to be much easier to find points of compatibility because his Sagittarius energy goes great with the Leo moon energy of the person that he's dating, and his Scorpio moon energy goes great with the Cancer sun sign energy of the person that he's dating. So in this instance, we have a great example of how that type of chart has enough points of connection to really counterbalance the differences between Sagittarius and Cancer. However, if we were just talking about Sagittarius energy with Cancer energy, then this is a very hard bridge to gap. Cancer sensuality will definitely pique the interest of inquisitive Sagittarius, and Cancer will love the way Sagittarius will seemingly be able to handle anything that comes their way. However, when these two have a disagreement, which will happen pretty early on, Sagittarius will for sure see Cancer as overly sensitive and someone that's a nag. And Cancer will see Sagittarius as rude and lacking compassion. They will have an exciting start, but a very quick, frustrating finish. Okay, Virgo and Sagittarius. Virgo needs an energy that is consistent and trustworthy. Sagittarius needs an energy that is lighthearted, confident, and offers freedom without judgment. So let's just look at that. If Virgo needs consistency, well, Sagittarius is consistently changing things up. That's not gonna work. And Virgo also needs an energy that is trustworthy. Well, if this means always doing exactly what you say you're going to do, down to every detail, which is exactly what trustworthy means to Virgo, then we have a problem here because Sagittarius does a lot of talking and isn't necessarily delivering exactly what they promise on a consistent basis. So Virgo's needs are gonna have a hard time being met. Now, Sagittarius needs someone lighthearted. The words Virgo and lighthearted don't usually appear in the same sentence. Sagittarius also needs someone confident. Virgos can be confident, but they are consistently hard on themselves for not measuring up to their own standard of perfection. So we have an issue here as well. And Sagittarius needs someone that offers freedom without judgment. Come on now. You all know that Virgos should be walking around with a robe and a gavel because they are for sure judgmental when they feel like you're unnecessarily breaking rules. So they may respect each other, but a romantic connection, that would be much better suited for a boxing ring. Okay, Pisces and Sagittarius. Now the sex will be great between these two, and that will for sure keep them going for a while. However, Sagittarius takes their time to get to the place of commitment, and Pisces requires deep affection, love, and devotion. Pisces' emotional ups and downs will prove to be way too much for Sagittarius because Sagittarius will just get to the point where they feel that Pisces is never satisfied, and Pisces will feel like Sagittarius has their priorities all wrong. This starts with very promising sparks, but in order for these two to find common ground, they are definitely going to need some serious additional points of compatibility. They are both big picture thinkers, but without those other points of compatibility, they will find that they just define love and relationships too differently to be in a relationship together. Okay, Gemini and Sagittarius. Now these two, like all polar opposite signs, start off having a great time together. They both are adventurous, they're both fun-loving, they're both imaginative. Sex is also filled with fireworks because we know opposites have a strong physical attraction. However, once a disagreement comes into play, which it will, their strong personalities will meet their match. Sagittarius thinks big picture and Gemini sees their own picture. Gemini can get caught up on details and Sagittarius can get caught up with expecting people to see things the way they see them. Gemini wants to spend time talking things out, and Sagittarius wants to cut right to the chase and take action. These two just do things differently. So differently they would be considered exact opposite. So this is going to for sure be a big problem. So even if they have other points of compatibility, this is going to be a hard road to travel when it comes to finding common ground to walk side by side and stay connected. They could be good friends, but lovers, it is going to be a major challenge. So there you have it, a bit more detail when it comes to compatibility with Sagittarius. Now remember, I am a firm believer that you can be with anyone if you are in love and you both are committed to growing together, having great communication, and always doing your part to stay connected. You know what I always say, love. That's all and that's enough. So I'm sending you all love. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Thanks so much for taking the time to hang out with me, and I will see you in the next video.